In this video, I'm gonna show you everything you need to unlock Gley as fast as possible. Gley is one of, if not the best Descendant for void intercepts. She has an insane amount of DPS with her unlimited ammo build, and you can absolutely solo bosses, and that's why you need her on your roster. What's up Descendants, Chaotic Bob here, and this is my guide to unlock Gley. If you want to see more videos for the first Descendant, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you want to support me, I'm gonna leave my Nexon creator code in the video description. To unlock Gley, we need to do several things, which might be overwhelming, but with this guide, we're gonna divide everything in steps so that you can get her in an organized manner to keep track of your progress. First, we're gonna talk about the requirements to unlock Gley with the guide. Second, we're gonna talk about the blue materials. Third, we're gonna talk about the purple materials. And lastly, we're gonna talk about how to get the patterns and the code. So let's get started. Gley is generally speaking very easy to get. You can get most of the blueprints fairly easily, with the exception of the Spiral Catalyst. You can get every component in normal, but the Spiral Catalyst has an abysmal drop rate on normal. So we're gonna get this blueprint in hard mode. With that being said, to unlock her, we're gonna need the campaign fully completed and our gear on level 100. And it doesn't matter what Descendant you play as long as you can kill a boss from a fusion reactor. We're also gonna need Sharon, Dieza, and Freyna for this guide. But if you still haven't unlocked them, I have a guide on how to unlock them if you're interested. Okay Descendants, let's get started with the blue materials. To get these materials, we're gonna go to their respective locations. We can get the Monad Shards in Kingston, the Metal Accelerant in the Sterile Land, the Silicon in the Echo Swamp, the nanopolymers in the Agna Desert, and the Flectorite and Ceramic Composite in the White Knight Gulch. To find these, we're gonna look for these munition boxes. And to find them, we're gonna use our radar, with tab on PC or the right stick on console. The radar will ping and will show us the munition boxes, and you do not need to open a lot of these. Each box can give you between 50 and 200 for one material, so in about 15 minutes you should have all of them. Now let's talk about the purple materials. The cooling metallic foil, the complex carbon activator, and the synthesized artificial biometal. The cooling metallic foil is the easiest to get with Enzo in the encrypted vaults. Throughout the maps you're gonna find these statues, and with Enzo you can unlock them very easily. You just need to follow the prompts on the screen to open them. If you do not have Enzo, the next best way to get them will be on the Mystery's End, Infiltration on normal. Do the infiltration on private. You do not want to leave and have everyone else playing with one person missing. In this big area, kill the Elite Annihilator and he'll drop 9 cooling metallic foils. The next material is the complex carbon activator, and this one can be acquired on the Seed Vault or on the Chapel Infiltration. But I found the Seed Vault to be a little easier. Do the infiltration until you get to this area. Kill the Elite Farseer to get the materials and redo the activity until you have all the materials required. And the last component is a synthesized artificial biometal. And to get this one, you need to do the outposts on the Vermilion Waste and the Mirage Stone. My recommendation here is that after you finish one of these outposts, you jump to the other one. Because as we know, outposts have a 4-minute cooldown, and we want to make this process as fast as possible. Okay Descendants, now let's talk about the blueprints and the code. We have the enhanced cells, the stabilizer, Spiral Catalyst, and the code. Let's start with the enhanced cells. To get the enhanced cells blueprint, we're gonna need the Amorphous Pattern 12, which has a 38% chance of giving us the enhanced cells. This Amorphous Pattern can be acquired on the Block Kuiper Mine Special Operation at the end of round 4, 8, and 10. But I recommend that you stop in round 8, because on round 10, we only have a 31% chance and it might be a little too difficult. But if you feel capable, go for it. After you get the pattern, we're now gonna fight the Stunning Beauty. And after you kill her, interact with the reconstructed device to open the Amorphous Pattern 12, for a 38% chance to get the enhanced cells. Next up, we have the Stabilizer Blueprint. And for this one, we're gonna need the Amorphous Pattern 47, which has a 38% chance to drop the Stabilizer. To get the Amorphous Pattern, we're gonna do the outpost on the Frozen Valley, which can be found on the fortress. Before we do the outpost, switch to Sharon and set the world on private. You don't want people griefing you here, and you'll see why in a minute. Also, here are the mods I have equipped on Sharon. I recommend that you have skill extension leveled up. This is gonna increase the duration of our invisibility, which we're gonna need to do the stealth outpost. Now we're gonna infiltrate the outpost, and to do so, we're gonna turn our invisibility on with Sharon, and instead of shooting the cores, we're gonna interact with them to deactivate them. With the skill extension mod fully leveled up, you should have enough time to deactivate all 4 with a single use of invisibility. After you deactivate all 4, kill the boss as normal for now 20% chances to get the amorphous pattern 47. After you get the pattern, go to the bottom safe zone in the Frozen Valley and switch to Viesa. We're now gonna do the Void Shard found in the same area. To start the Void Fragment, use one of Viesa's skills to damage the shard and finish the activity. To restart it, simply stay there until the Void Shard respawns. You can either do this shard twice on hard or 3 times on normal. But in hard, you're gonna get way more polymer shards. And if you plan on unlocking other Descendants, I highly recommend that you do so, because you're gonna need these polymer shards down the line. After you have the shards and the amorphous pattern, we're now gonna do the reactor found in the same Frozen Valley area in the fortress. Kill the boss and interact with the reconstructed device to open the amorphous pattern 47, for that 38% chance to get the stabilizer. Next up, we have the Spiral Catalyst blueprint, and here is where things are gonna get a little rough. We're gonna get the amorphous pattern 99, and it has a 32% chance to give us a blueprint. To get this pattern, we're gonna do the outpost found in the mountaintops in the White Knight Gulch in hard difficulty. This pattern can only be acquired with Sharon. You cannot get it if you don't do the stealth infiltration. So from this point forward, for other Descendants, I highly recommend that you invest on Sharon. We're gonna infiltrate a ton of these outposts in hard difficulty to get the other Descendants, so consider investing on her. She is totally worth it. After you get the amorphous pattern, we now need the Void Shards, and unfortunately, we're gonna have to get these in 2 different areas. For the inorganic shards, we're gonna do the Void Fragment found in the same mountaintop area in the White Knight Gulch. Switch to Freyna and do this Void Shard 3 times to get the inorganic Void Shards needed for 1 reactor. For the polymer shards, we can either do the fragment on the ruins with Viesa or the fragment on the Lost Supply Depot with a Fire Descendant. Me personally, I did the one on the Lost Supply Depot with Blair. But if you don't have a Fire Descendant unlocked, you can get them with Viesa. Both shards can be found on the Vespers, and with a couple of runs, you should have enough polymer shards for the reactor. Now head back to the mountaintops in the White Knight Gulch, and spend your shards to start the reactor. And after you kill the boss, interact with the sphere and use pattern 99 for a 32% chance to get the Spiral Catalyst blueprint. And lastly, we need to get the code, and the code is very easy to get, thankfully. To get the code, we're gonna go for the amorphous pattern 2, which has a 38% chance of dropping it. This pattern can be found in the Magister Lab infiltration, and it has a 100% chance to drop it, so it should be fairly easy to do. After you get the pattern, head back to Albion and start a Void Intercept with a Grave Walker. Kill the boss and interact with the sphere to open pattern 2 for a 38% chance to get the code. After you have all the materials, we now need to research the Enhanced Cells, Stabilizer, and Spiral Catalyst. Spend all the materials and start the research, and it's gonna take 8 hours. After you research all 3, you can now fully research Gley. And after 16 hours, she is now finally yours for you to use. And that's all for this video. If it was entertaining or useful, please leave a like, it really helps out. And if you want to see more videos for the first Descendant, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.